I make well over 6 figures a week and I still live in Birmingham. You know, I could relocate to absolutely anywhere in the world. I could relocate to a sunny country, a country where I'm paying less tax, a country where there's nicer people, but I still choose to live in Birmingham. And people genuinely think I'm crazy. People ask me all the time, they think I'm crazy for living in Birmingham when I'm in such a, a well-off position, right? Either that or they don't believe that I actually make the amount of money that I claim to make because I live in Birmingham. The reason I'm making this video is because I constantly get questioned why I don't just move to, London, the US. Why don't I just move to Bali, Thailand, or one of these low tax cities like Dubai? They're right. I'd save so much money in tax, right? I'd save, well over 6 figures in tax. I paid 6 figures in tax last year. I'm probably paying 7 figures this year. And I think the answer comes back to this one thing. When I was young and I was watching these videos online about these online entrepreneurs, I was watching these how to make money online videos, how to start a business online. I started affiliate marketing. I was always sold this dream that, you'd move to Dubai, you'd buy a Porsche, or for most of these people, rent out a Porsche, rent out a G-Wagon, and, post videos online, and I'd be living the life, right, on the palm, on the beach, with these new watches on every single day. And this was the life that, that most young entrepreneurs are sold. But the more I started to make my money online, the more I realized that this was absolutely contrary to the life that I actually wanted to live, right? Half of me building my business was, 100% of me building my business was optimizing for time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. And that's what most online entrepreneurs want to do, right? They want to provide for their family. They want to be able to live and do their work from wherever they want, whenever they want to. And what I found was that most entrepreneurs would build for freedom and then box themselves into the confines of what society has told them that they should live their life like, right? Build a whole life of financial freedom, of time freedom, of flexibility in your location, and then choose to live in Dubai because all the online entrepreneurs tell you that you should be living in Dubai because you're going to save so much money on tax. Even though that the life that you'll live in Dubai would not match the life that you could live in a different country or another country where you pay more tax, but you genuinely enjoy the people that you're spending time with, right? I always get back to these people and I question them on their belief, right? Why do you believe that you should live in Dubai? What, to save some money? Because didn't you build the business so that you don't have to worry about money? Now you are worrying about money. You continue to worry about money, right? And what's the point in building for freedom and then living the life that someone else has told you to live? That's what 9-to-5ers do, right? 9 to 5 is someone telling you what to do every single day, Monday to Friday, and your job being depicted, your livelihood being depicted by someone else, right? You're living exactly that, except you're choosing to live it. So now you're an idiot. And I think this is what most people don't understand, is that they get tricked into living this life that other people tell them that they should live, but because they have the illusion of choice, I've chosen to live this life, they think that they are free, right? They think that they've achieved that financial freedom, that time freedom, that location freedom that they've always optimized and built their business for. And that's absolutely contrary to the truth. The whole purpose of building my business was to live a life that I genuinely enjoy, and live a life that I genuinely wanted to live, right? Provide for my family, provide for my people, help my friends start to make even more money, right? Having scaled and built my business and having all these people question me about why I don't just move to Dubai, I started to realize that this was a common belief, right? Me continuing to live in Birmingham was contrary to what most people thought I should be doing, which was weird because wasn't this all about doing what I want to do? But all of a sudden doing what I want to do is considered crazy, right? The whole purpose, once again, of building my business was so that I can support my family, so that I can, help my friends, so that I can live the life that I want with the people that I want to live it with. Have that time freedom. I can do whatever I want whenever I want to, with the people that I want to, whenever I want to. It shocks me how stupid and unreasonable it is and completely irrational it is to go and then do what someone else tells you should be doing. So I guess this is to the entrepreneurs making 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand a month that are considering that move to Dubai, right? The reason that you built your business was to design your life in the way that you want to design it, right? Why would you throw that away to design it in the way that society and all these other online entrepreneurs and all the videos that you've watched that you've been conditioned into believing is the life that you should be living? I see this very, very often with very, very intelligent people that are building their lives around what social media tells them to do. And I think that's the main lesson that, having grown my business, I've started to get a really good understanding of what I actually want from life, right? Whether it is to live a lifestyle business, whether it is to live the flashy life. I don't live a very flashy life. You know, I'm in Morocco right now, and I'm living in a beautiful villa right now, and I'm blessed to be in that position. But the life that I live is a very simple life, but it's the life that I truly want to live, right? And I think most entrepreneurs miss that. So if you're an entrepreneur building a successful business, has started to garner some success, remember that your life is meant to be lived the way that you want to live it, because that was the whole purpose of building your business in the first place.